Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about something that we all hope remains a what if. How to react if a war reaches our doorstep. Welcome to a new episode by M Studio Think. I'm Ashik. Before we begin, I want to be very clear. This video is not for fear mongering or creating panic. My goal is strictly to educate. Just as we learn first aid or fire safety, understanding conflict survival is about being a responsible citizen and a protector of your family. Think of this as a preparedness for emergency, like taking a health insurance. We pay the premium and keep all the papers ready, hoping that we never ever have to claim it. But if the day comes, we are not left without any options. In India, we haven't faced a challenge of this scale in our recent past, which can lead to a sense of a false permanent security. However, looking at the current global situation, we see that a conflict can be triggered by anyone, anywhere, at any time. Countries like Iran, Israel, Ukraine, etc., have extensive network of public bunkers built by government for the safety of their citizens. In India, we have none. Aside from some border regions, there is no large-scale public shelter built by Indian government for the general safety of the public in our cities. In the near future, this is unlikely to change. This means the responsibility of your family's safety rests entirely on your shoulders. In the eyes of a geopolitical machine, once a war starts, individual lives often become just a number in a casualty report. But to our families, we are everything. This is about protecting ourselves and our loved ones as humanly as possible. Before diving into preparation, let's briefly touch upon why this conversation is relevant today. India, situated in a volatile and complex region, faces various security challenges. The recent rise in global tensions, territorial disputes, and intricate web of international alliances means that conflict can erupt unexpectedly, even in areas that might seem stable. It's not about predicting an immediate war, but acknowledging the potential and being proactive. This awareness is not about promoting anxiety, but rather encouraging thoughtful consideration of preparedness. Having access to necessities is paramount in any crisis. A war is no exception. Here are the things that you should stock in case of an emergency. Number 1. Water. Aim for at least 3 to 4 liters of water per person for drinking and sanitation. Having enough stored for at least 3 days, ideally longer. Your initially collected water is your primary source. If you run out of it, rain harvesting could be an option, if possible. In case the stored water becomes contaminated, you'll need purification techniques such as boiling water vigorously for 1 to 3 minutes. Water purification tablets or drops are available in market. Read and follow the instructions carefully. Portable water filters can be used to filter out large impurities or bacteria. Number 2. Food. Stock up non-perishable food items which does not require cooking. Non-perishable food items mean those food which are not spoiled or won't become unsafe to consume even after it is kept in normal temperatures. This can be canned goods, fruits, fish, dried fruits, nuts, protein bars, peanut butter, crackers, lentils, powdered milk, etc. If possible, having access to a small camping stove or any other cooking methods which does not directly rely on electricity. Be careful with open flames, especially in confined spaces. Focus on energy-dense food and stay hydrated. Consider special dietary needs of family members like infants, the elderly, or those with medical conditions. Number 3. First aid and health. A comprehensive first aid kit is not optional. Include bandages, antiseptic wipes, antibiotic ointments, gauze, medical tape, pain relievers like ibuprofen or paracetamol, allergy medications, scissors, tweezers, and a digital thermometer. If any family member takes medications, Ensure ample supply of these medications. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about obtaining extra refills. Be aware that the hospitals and clinics might be overwhelmed or closed. Knowing first aid skills becomes crucial. If a medical emergency occurs, try to contact emergency services or find information of functioning health facilities. If immediate medical attention is not possible, focus on stabilizing the patient with the help of first aid skills. So these were the preparations. Now it's time to take action. In the event of a sudden outbreak or a conflict, those first few hours are crucial. Here's what you should do. Secure your surroundings and find a safer place. If outside, seek immediate shelter in a nearby sturdy building. Stay away from windows, glasses, or areas that are prime targets, such as military installations, government buildings, or crucial infrastructures like power plants. If you have access to a bunker, bunkers can range from purpose-built underground bunkers to designated areas with sturdier buildings like basements. If you have access to a bunker, ensure the bunker is stocked with essential supplies like water, food, first aid, and the things that we have discussed at first. Make sure flashlights, batteries, battery powered radio, blankets, and all are available. Inside the bunker, stay calm, follow instructions from authorities, stay away from the entrance and ventilation system. Use blankets for warmth and comfort. If you are outdoors during such an incident and you are not able to find a shelter, you have only seconds to act. Do not run because you cannot outrun a blast. Try to take the bracing position. What is a bracing position? Get to the ground immediately. If there is a sturdy concrete wall, lie at the base of it. If not, find a ditch or a depression. Lie down, cover your head with your hands. Keep your mouth slightly open. This helps to equalize the pressure in your ears and your chest from the blast wave, which can otherwise cause internal ruptures. If possible, keep your chest slightly above the ground using your elbows to minimize the shock wave traveling through the earth into your organs. So what about if there are no bunkers and you are left with some buildings only? Since most of us don't have access to specialized bunkers, our homes can become our shelter. Move to the most central part of your house, away from windows. Glass shards from a blast wave are leading cause of civilian injuries. Turn off your LPG cylinder immediately. Fire is a secondary killer in urban warfare. If you're near a deep underground metro station, that is your best improvised bunker. Otherwise, the lowest level of a concrete parking lot is your next best bet. Once you are inside your shelter, reinforce your shelter. Close and lock all windows and doors. Close curtains and use heavy furniture to block windows and create barriers. If you hear an airstrike warning, immediately move to a designated safe zone. Lay low on the floor and cover your head with arms or a heavy blanket. Next step is turning on emergency communication systems. Immediately turn on a radio, ideally that operates on batteries, because most of the times when such a blast or an attack happens, they mostly targets the grid and other communication systems. So use this radio to tune into emergency radio stations. This will provide you with official informations and instructions from the government and emergency services. Conserve the resources and fill the containers. Water supply might be interrupted or contaminated. Fill all available containers with clean and fresh water whenever possible. Be prepared for power outages. Use flashlights and avoid using candles to prevent fire hazards. If you have a backup generator, make sure you know how to use it. In times of crisis, communication is key for accessing critical information and connecting with loved ones. Traditional landlines might be more reliable during power outages than the cell phones, which rely on cellular networks that can easily become overloaded or shut down. Keep your cell phones charged. Use communication channels primarily for emergency. Overloading networks with non-essential calls or messages can prevent critical information getting through. Rely primarily on the radio for official announcements and instructions. Pay attention to warnings about airstrikes, evacuations, and other critical information. Have a physical list of emergency contact numbers like police, fire force, ambulance, local authorities, loved ones, friends, etc. readily accessible. Don't solely rely on your mobile phone's contact list. War and conflicts are inherently stressful. Taking care of your mental and emotional well-being is also important. for managing anxiety and making rational decisions. Panic will only make the situation worse. Take deep breaths and focus on important tasks. Continuous exposure to distressing news can heighten anxiety. Check for updates from reliable sources at regular intervals rather than constant scrolling. Support family members, neighbors, and friends. Offer emotional support and work together. Engage activities that help you keep relaxed. Reading, writing, or simply talking calmly can make a difference. Concentrate on immediate needs and follow instructions from authorities. Avoid dwelling on worst-case scenarios beyond preparation. Navigating the sudden reality of a war is a frightening prospect. However, being prepared is a responsible step to protect you and your family. The information that we have discussed isn't about promoting fear, but about empowering you with practical knowledge. Start preparing today. Familiarize yourself with emergency procedures. Assemble a well-stocked emergency kit and talk to your family about emergency plans. While we all hope for peace, preparation ensures that if the unthinkable happens, you are better equipped to face it. Please share this video with your loved ones. Stay informed, stay prepared, and let us all strive for a world where such preparations are never truly needed. I hope this video gave you some new insights, good information, and some new knowledge. As always, thanks for watching.